We are excited today to be out here at the Kelly Anderson Group in Neosho, Missouri. We are sitting right here in their conference room with Kelly Anderson himself. And so the Kelly Anderson Group was recently featured as the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce Business of the Month. And that's why we're here today. We want to learn a little bit more about them. And so Kelly, thanks for your time today.
Appreciate it.
Now my first question is, do you have to be named Kelly Anderson to work at the Kelly Anderson Group?
Just me, but and I've actually kidded around and say no, but you have to be related to me, but that's not the truth. You know what I am, what is exciting, I do of course have some family members that work at the company, and but we also have other people that will come to work and then their family comes to work. And so we have a lot of intermingled family members of employees that work here, aunts and brothers and sisters, and I'm just really excited about that. And friends that, you know, people come to work here and then they talk to their family and friends and they come to work here as well.
Yeah.
It certainly helps us find the people that we need and makes it certainly a fun place to work.
That's got to make it a lot of fun to work here.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure people drive by this place all the time. They see your sign. They might have no idea what's going on inside. So tell everybody about that.
I really wish I knew. I just say that all the time. People wonder what we do here. So do we. No, you know, I guess their 30-second elevator speech is that we help trucking companies to find, recruit, retain, train, and manage their drivers. So there are multiple divisions of the company. I started it in January of 1998, so we're 25 years in business now. The first division I started was seminars, and I still do those all over the United States and Canada, and keynote speeches related to trucking. And then we have an e-learning division, probably the world's largest provider of e-learning for final mile. Meaning like FedEx and Amazon, On Track, and those folks, just the last mile of delivery. But we have we started in truckloads, so we have a huge presence there as well. We have a recruiting where we recruit drivers for trucking companies as well, and go from there.
Yeah, and before you started the Kelly Anderson Group, you were in trucking yourself.
Yes, and that kind of came out from, I think, being raised in Texas. My dad was in the Air Force and was being raised in San Angelo, Texas. That's all I can figure. I didn't want to be 65 years old, sitting on the porch one day wondering, well, what if I drove truck? So right out of high school, during high school, I was a Pierce County Deputy Sheriff's Cadet. Then right out of high school, joined the Coast Guard and did that so that I could get more law enforcement experience. And although I gained rank by being an engineer and such, but you know, federal drug interdiction, heavy weather search and rescue, oil spill investigator, in the Coast Guard you do a lot of things. And but then I got to a point that I didn't want to be 65 years old sitting on the porch one day wondering, well, what if I drove truck? And so I called CFI here in Joplin, and they said, you need to go to truck driving school before you can drive truck. And I said, well, where? And they said, well, Crowder College. And I said, well, okay, I'll go. And signed myself up and started as a driver for CFI, became a recruiter, a safety supervisor, safety manager over recruiting and retention. I was there for 10 years, and since I figured out I couldn't be president because the next president was too young, I figured I'd start my own company. That's what I did.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I noticed when we were out here last week, and the Chamber of Commerce held an event where they awarded you all for Business of the Month.
Thank you.
And one thing I noticed is you were sharing a lot of leadership quotes as well during that time. So you haven't just devoted yourself to learning trucking, but it sounds like a lot of leadership principles too.
Absolutely, and that's one of the seminars I do as well, and services we offer is management and leadership coaching. You know, when I was a recruiter, it was in June of 1992, a good friend of mine, Rick Crane from American Truck Driving Schools, said, Kelly, the next time you're in town, I want to loan you something. And he started loaning me these tapes, like, you know, the psychology of success, the science of personal achievement, see you at the top. And that really, I guess, started a journey for me. I had all sorts of energy but it was going everywhere. But what those started teaching me was about goal setting and how to really start, figuring out where I want to go and setting specific goals to get there. Many times in life, people, you ask them about their success or what they want to accomplish, and you hear a lot of I hope, well, if things work out, if I get lucky, if I catch a break. I'm here to tell you, and I'm a living proof of it, if you will set a specific goal and then figure out what it takes to get to that goal and take those steps, then your success at that point in every aspect of life is no longer left to chance. It's a foregone conclusion, because if that's the destination and these are the steps to get there and you take those steps, then why wouldn't it be a foregone conclusion? The problem is most people don't know about goal setting. And then they say, oh, that's what I want, but they're not willing to put the effort into achieving it. And so if you say you want this, but you do that, well, you're lying to yourself. Quit lying to yourself, and also don't believe it's easy. Everybody sees where we're at today. They see this 12,500 square foot building. They see 70 employees and think, oh, it must have been easy for you. No, you don't understand the sacrifices that it takes to get there. The loneliness that it takes to get there. When you're sitting in an office on 5 acres in Seneca for an entire week, making 40 phone calls a day, sending mail out, once a week you'd run to town to send mail out, and just making the sacrifices. I've got a poem from my daughter that talks about seeing me leave and Dad, I'll be here when you get back. The sacrifices that were made of family time. So if you want to be successful and you think it's going to be easy, you're wrong. Zig Ziglar says, success doesn't come without sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? I'll be honest, I had to sacrifice time with my family. I had to sacrifice time with friends. I was working when other people were playing. I was reading and studying when other people want to watch TV that doesn't do anything to add to their intellectual capabilities. So I hope that if people want to talk to me about this, I'm glad to talk to them about it. But the life-changing was for me when Rick Crane started loaning those tapes. Yet today, I've got Audible on my phone, and I end up reading and listening to books that friends recommend to me. And if it's about leadership, if it's about management, if it's about communication, that's what I'm listening to. Along with, and I'll just put it out there, anything that's faith-based, that's going to improve my walk with my Lord and Savior. So those things give me the principles and help me to be more successful myself. But here's the other thing, and I said it the other day in the meeting, you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. As a business owner, it started out with me helping my customers get what they want. And I got what I want. I got money. And I got repeat business. And as a boss, my employees can get what they want if they help me get what I want. What do I want? I want my customers taken care of. But I can also get what I want if I help them get what they want, meaning my employees. And I want to offer the type of job that people never want to leave. The type of job that's the best job they ever had. And lots of people say that about our company. Yeah,
I can tell everyone's having a great time working here. That was real evident from the couple of times that I've been in. So thank you to Kelly Anderson for sharing all that wisdom with us today. I'm sure everyone who's tuned in has been thankful that they did, because I'm sure we've all learned something there. And so one last question before we go. If somebody in the area, someone in the Neosho area, like right around here, if they wanted to get into the trucking industry, they wanted to be a trucker, should they call Kelly Anderson Group? What steps should they take? If they want to become a driver, sure, give us a call. We can visit with you and kind of steer you the right direction. The other way, call Crowder College and call the truck driving school, because they have companies that specifically recruit from them. And there are great companies here in Neosho. CEI, right here in Neosho, phenomenal company. CFI, right up there in Joplin, another phenomenal company. And the list goes on. And TDC and
The president of TDC, I was talking to one of their ex-drivers the other day, and when he went to work for TDC, the president said, I want this to be the last trucking company you ever worked for and the best. And he says, you know what, it was. And he retired from there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the Kelly Anderson Group. It sounds like they will help you be successful in a lot of ways. And they were recently featured one more time as the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce Business of the Month. We're so thankful for our time that we got to have with them today. Kelly Anderson, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.